Hey everyone, welcome back. We have another stimulus news update for you today, Friday, July 10th, and it includes some very good news when it comes to the next stimulus payment. And Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin confirms the timeline that we have been giving you all along about when the Senate is going to finally vote and pass the next stimulus bill. So in order to break down all this good news for you, we need to go to an interview that Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin had with CNBC on Thursday.
Programs to get more money into the hands of Americans and these companies. On the stimulus check specifically, the president has said that he supports another round of stimulus. Leader McConnell has said there should be a $40,000 income threshold. Is that a level that the administration supports?
Well, I'm not going to go into the specific details today on that, but what I would say is we do support another round of economic impact payments. You know, in most cases, those are not checks, it's direct deposits, and we can get that into hardworking Americans' bank accounts very, very quickly. The level and the criteria we'll be discussing with the Senate. I had a very productive call with Mitch McConnell yesterday. Mark Meadows and I spoke to him. And as soon as the Senate gets back, we're going to sit down on a bipartisan basis with the Republicans and the Democrats, and it will be our priority to make sure between the 20th and the end of the month that we pass the next legislation.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So on that CNBC interview there, Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin made some very important claims that confirm everything we've been telling you. First off, he said that we do support another round of direct stimulus deposits. So, and he was clear about that. He said it's going to be a direct deposit in most cases. It's not going to be a check. It's going to get right to the American people. The White House, those in Donald Trump's cabinet, coordinating with the Republicans in the Senate, and that's an important deal too. Steven Mnuchin, Donald Trump, and his cabinet have always been pretty bullish on having another economic payment to the American people. If anything, the Senate Republican leadership has been a little bit less so, but I think as the conversations are going on, Mitch McConnell and the Republican leadership are becoming more and more open to the realization that the American people need another economic impact payment, another stimulus deposit, another stimulus check. Partially, they're probably getting this because they realize that the data is not fully out there. In addition, it is an election year, and I think they need to be reminded of that. He said he had a very productive call with Mitch McConnell. Now, one of the big things in the news right now is this $40,000 number. Is the next stimulus payments going to be to those who earn under $40,000 as a single filer? And so we see here that he doesn't want to give any specific details, which means that they probably haven't finalized this. It's not all ironed out. I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you make $40,000 or less single or $75,000 or less married, you are going to get another stimulus check. If you make more than that, it's going to phase out up to you anyway. But because the details are not yet ironed out, it's possible they will just go right back to the last economic impact payment parameters that were set up in the first CARES Act, which is very possible. And there are some reports coming out that that is what they are looking to do. Matter of fact, their computer systems are all set up to divvy out the money that way anyway. If they lower the income amount right now, it's going to change up the parameters, it's going to slow things down, and it's going to actually cost a little bit of money to do that. So why not just keep it the same as it was before? I think that they're talking through this. The next big deal was the timeline. And if you caught it there, he said that he is going to be working with the Congress to start on July 20th to finish this thing and get it done by the end of the month. This is the calendar we have been giving you guys all along. You can see there we have it from July 20th, and we have that big circle right there on the 31st telling you for the last month that we believed that they were going to be able to get this thing done and pass it by the 31st for a number of different reasons. It doesn't mean it's definite, though, but it does make it the percentages of this actually occurring much higher. Is it possible, as they begin to debate and discuss with each other, that there's an issue, that there's a disagreement? Yes. Could there be a disagreement between the White House and the Congress? Yes. How about when they finally figure out the bill that they want to pass for us and the economic impact payments that they want to give to us, could there then be an issue between them and the Democrats, primarily in the House? Yes. Could any of those things stall this? It's possible. It could bring it into August 7th. Worst case scenario, they wouldn't be able to solve this by August 7th, and then they would go into another recess. Nobody wants that. The Democrats don't want it. The Republicans don't want it. The White House doesn't want it, because if they go into the next recess without solving this issue and without providing another economic impact payment and another stimulus bill, they are basically putting themselves on the chopping block for the voters in November. Everyone wants to get this passed. In addition, they are also leaving the economic impact boost, that extra $600, just out there on the table with nothing to replace it, which needs to be replaced, probably with additional unemployment payments, but at a little bit of a lower number that's reasonable, maybe around $300 or so. And so we get the confirmation here, and if this is correct, if they can get this thing signed by the 31st of July or the 1st of August, I believe that those payment dates that I gave you guys, the 12th, the 19th, or the 26th of August, is when you are going to start seeing the next direct deposits being made. Again, are they going to make them to the taxpayers first and then Social Security second? Are they going to get them to everyone at the same time? That needs to be ironed out. But the first payments are going to start going out on one of those dates, and we've had this here now for a while. We have confirmation, and so we need to update this chart for you guys. Let's take a look at it. You guys can see here, unemployment boost, I believe there's a 99% chance they are going to continue that, probably not at $600, probably right around $200 to $400. That $1,200 direct payment to the American people, I now have that at 90%. I had it at 80% 2 days ago. It is now going up. There is simply too many people, Democrats and Republicans alike, who are saying that they support, agree with, and want to get another payment out to the American people. And so that has to be at a 90% right now. The payroll tax cut, I still have that at 50%. Donald Trump like this. There's another couple of other individuals who do. The majority of people don't, but there's a 50-50 shot it'll happen. You still have heroes pay, and recurring payments just simply doesn't look like it's going to happen. So this is the updated chart for you guys. I hope you appreciate the information. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to be kept up to date like this, consider subscribing to the channel. I would love to have you come along with me. As always, I will catch you next time.